Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing a huge meal prep for you. All right, if you're new here, hi, I'm Claire. Welcome, come on in, make yourselves comfortable. You may have seen me meal prep before. I will comb through the videos and put any other meal prep things down below if you want to check them out and you need more ideas or whatever, but you will find a lot in this video today because you may know, if you follow me, my husband Gianni travels for work Monday through Friday and he's home on the weekends. He has a hotel room where he has a microwave and a refrigerator, and I have decided to make all of his food for the week so that he can pack lunches from his hotel room, he can cook his own dinners in his hotel room, and I thought I would just share with you the 4 breakfasts, the 5 lunches, the 4 dinners, and all the snacks in between that I'm sending with him on his week for work. All right, and this is gonna be a big one, so let's get started on all this food. All right, we're starting with breakfast. He's actually having breakfast burritos, and I'm making 4 of them. He's having the same thing for the week. Don't worry, all the rest of the recipes aren't going to be the same every day, but breakfast, this is just easier to do. I am using an entire pound of Italian sausage. I selected Italian sausage because I'm actually going to be using the other half for one of my other recipes. Anytime you can buy one item that you can use multiple times really helps with meal prep. So I'm also going to scramble some eggs. I've got 4 of them here. These eggs are from my friend Lacey's family farm, and they are so delicious, and I love cooking with them. And I'm just assembling these like regular old burritos, nothing too exciting or fancy here. But Gianni does love sriracha, and he also likes American cheese for his burritos. So I went ahead and made them the way that he likes them. He also usually will have a piece of fruit with his breakfast. He decided this week that he wanted some Granny Smith apples, so I just packed him 1 apple to go with each of his burritos. On to our lunch main dishes first. We're gonna make some sandwiches. He has requested Havarti and salami for this week, and I'm only making 2 sandwiches just because, again, I don't want him to have to eat the same thing every day. And I'm wrapping these in parchment paper. I got those stickers out because I thought it would be cute to decorate them with stickers, but they were from Dollar Tree and they would not stick. So that's why there's that random pad of stickers there. So I had to use tape. But anyway, those are the 2 little sub sandwiches. I also went ahead and chopped up some onions, and I also chopped up some lettuce. He can add these to the sandwiches on the day he's going to be eating them. I just didn't want them to get soggy. I wanted the bread to stay fresh, so I thought this was maybe a better way to do that. He also has access to little packets of mayo and mustard at his hotel, so he'll be able to use those too. Okay, for our next lunch recipe, I'm actually going to be using half of this chicken breast. The other half will be used for the next lunch, I promise. And I'm just going to brown it up in a pan really quick. It's way faster to cook chicken if you cube it like this first. And of course, I'm trying to keep things simple. So I'm adding just like a spoonful of these diced canned tomatoes. I'm also adding a little bit of this corn. And of course, to bump up the flavor, I'm gonna throw in a little packet of taco seasoning. And we are actually making a delicious burrito out of this. I'm just going to spread my refried beans on the tortilla, add my little mixture, and wrap it on up. I tried to only include 1 lunch burrito because I didn't want him to get super sick of burritos. And also I made sure to label this one so that he didn't accidentally grab this one for breakfast or grab a breakfast burrito for lunch. All right, for our next lunch main dish, I'm using the other half of that chicken breast. I'm actually going to be making his favorite pasta salad. He loves a pasta salad, and it's really an easy thing to take in lunch because it's served cold. So I'm just going to brown up this chicken. I'm really gonna spice it up: salt, pepper, onion powder, paprika, and a scoop of garlic. I really do want this to have a lot of flavor for him. And I'm also just boiling some whole wheat pasta. As far as veggies go, I'm going to throw like half a cucumber in there. I also have a quarter of a red onion and these lovely little sweet peppers. I love getting these at Aldi. They're so cheap and they're so nice and crunchy. and they just add a lot of texture to the pasta salad, so I got them in all the colors. I know a lot of people would prefer like salami or pepperoni, but Gianni loves a good chicken inside of his pasta salad, and of course I'm really trying to make him things he likes. So I'm just adding my chicken in here and also some Italian dressing. And of course, to top it off, a little teeny bit of Parmesan cheese, and that will be a very filling main dish for one of his lunches this week. All right, and our last main dish for lunch, I know this is funny, but he makes this at home, so I thought I would make it for him to take with him. These normally I give to the kids. They're these little like chicken fingers, and I'm cooking them in our air fryer. I'm also making some pasta. This is sort of like like a college kid's version of like a chicken parmesan. I've got some 4-cheese pasta sauce I'm just putting on top there. And I'm just gonna cut up those little crispy chicken fingers and put them on top and add a little bit of cheese. He does have access to a microwave at his workplace. He could also swap this one out for dinner if he wanted it for dinner. I'm not gonna tell him what to do. Moving on to some of our side dishes that are gonna go with his lunches. You guys may know I make my own Greek yogurt. I will leave a video on how I do that down below if you wanna see. But I made this last night and it strained all the whey out of it overnight, so it is ready to go. And I thought it would be really fun to flavor it for him this week, and I'm going to be making mango yogurt. So I have 2 fresh mangoes that I cut up. I'm gonna throw a little bit of water and a little bit of sugar in there, and I'm gonna leave it in there for like an hour. I let it get nice and mushy until it turned like a nice, like smooth jelly sort of consistency. I don't know. And then I let it cool and I added it to my yogurt and just like scooped it all around and mixed it all in. And now he'll have not only fresh yogurt, but fresh mangoes inside his yogurt. I promise I don't do stuff like this all the time, but I thought he would really, really appreciate it. And I'm actually going to leave it in this container and pack him a smaller container just to kind of conserve space. I also am gonna throw some granola in one of my little stasher bags. That way he can add granola to the top and it won't get soggy. I just thought we should probably keep that separate so it stays nice and fresh for him. Another side I'm gonna pack for him is this hummus. You can buy it in individual cups, but I think it's much cheaper to buy a large one, and I just put a little jar that he can scoop some into it every day. With his hummus, he likes pretzels, so I'm filling my large purple stasher bag with all of these pretzels, and actually this is easy for him to just slide into his lunch bag, and he can just take it with him every day and eat his hummus. Another thing I'm doing for sides, I'm gonna make a little veggie tray for him. He can take this, I would say probably 2 of the days. He could also maybe snack on it like in his hotel room in the evening or before work or after work. I just thought it would be cool to have a little veggie tray, and so I'm using 3 of his favorite veggies, which are cucumbers, carrots, and those mini peppers. And I love these little like meal prep containers. I got them on Amazon. I will leave links down below to like the stasher bags and the like reusable food holder things that I'm using, because if you are into food prep, it's really important to have like quality types of those things to really help you, get it all done and store it all properly. And I thought these would be good with a little bit of ranch dressing to dip, and that way when he gets hungry at work, he's always got something healthy to just kind of munch on. And I thought, of course, we can't just have a veggie tray, we also must make a fruit tray. So I basically did the same exact thing with whatever fruit we had in the fridge, which was a few kiwis, which are his favorite actually, some strawberries, and a few grapes. And there we have it. lunches for 5 days with main dishes and side dishes and hopefully some different options for him to kind of choose what he wants throughout the week. All right, it's dinner time. I'm making 2 main recipes for dinner. The first is going to be some pulled chicken in the crock pot. I actually did this before I started anything else, and it was actually ready to go then when I was done prepping all of the other things. I'm throwing a diced up red onion inside of my crock pot. I'm also throwing in a generous serving of this minced garlic, my favorite. I'm also going to put in a bit of barbecue sauce, maybe like a 1/4 cup. I'm not going to put that much in. I find it works better when you add that at the end, but I do want to get some of that great flavor in the chicken. I'm also going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, everyone's favorite word. And I'm also going to add 2 frozen chicken breasts. I don't even need to thaw these out. The crock pot will do all the work for me. And I'm gonna throw that in there, add some salt and pepper, and it's only gonna take about 4 hours on high. You could cook it on low, but you're gonna wanna cook it at least 6 if you're gonna do low. And when it comes out, the chicken is super tender. It's really easy to just pull right apart with a fork. If I had more than 2 breasts, I might take them out and, shred it that way, but it just seemed easy to just do it right in the pot because there was only 2 breasts there. And I'm also going to add more barbecue sauce at this point. I just find that it tastes better if you add it at the end as well. And that easily is going to be 2 large meals for Gianni. And instead of making sandwiches with it, because I don't want his bread to get soggy, I'm actually going to put it in a container for him so that he can heat it up separately from his bun. That way he isn't dealing with like a warm, soggy sandwich. And I'm actually just using the rest of the buns in that bag from our sandwiches earlier. That will be plenty for him for 2 meals. The other main dish I'm making for dinner are going to be these delicious little lasagna rolls. I hardly ever make things like this for him. Lasagna is one of his favorite foods, and I thought this would be a fun little take on it. I'm just going to boil up some lasagna noodles, and for my filling, really basic, just ricotta cheese, an egg, also some seasoning. I'm using a 21 Salute seasoning from Trader Joe's. It's amazing because it has every seasoning already in it, and some Parmesan cheese. And you guys know I don't eat pork or red meat, but Gianni does, and I thought that this would be a lovely little treat for him. This is where the other half of that pound of sausage from breakfast is coming in. I'm gonna mix that in with our delicious filling. Next, I'm going to take my noodles. I'm cutting them in half. And now I'm just throwing a big old scoop of our filling inside and rolling it on up. This is actually a super easy recipe and super customizable, and one that's actually really good for large families because you can fill a whole tray of these super easily. However, I just thought this would be like a fun thing for him to take, give him a little taste of home while he's away. And of course, what lasagna type meal is without sauce? So I'm actually using the same 4 cheese sauce, and I am covering them, a bit. I'm not gonna make them be like swimming in it or anything, and I'm topping it with some mozzarella cheese. And I'm actually gonna bake this much like you would a lasagna. You don't need to put it in quite as long, 350 for about 35-40 minutes. And when they're nice and cool, of course, I'm going to just transfer them over to a dish. I'm giving him 4 of these in each of them. He might not eat all of them, but I figured it would be better for him to have more than for him to be sitting in his hotel room wishing he had another lasagna roll. And of course, there's conveniently 1 left over. So I plated it up and gave him just, a little sample of what was to come in his week. When it comes to sides for dinner, I just decided to make him a huge salad. This lovely fresh romaine lettuce was from Aldi and it just looked so good to me. So I grabbed a whole bag and chopped the whole thing up. I'm gonna throw some croutons on there and some more of this cheese. And this, he could have a large salad every single night this week. And I'm also gonna throw some Italian dressing on there for him. That way none of it gets soggy. I also have this half a head of broccoli that was actually from our dinner the previous night. And another great thing about these stasher bags is that they're microwavable. So I'm gonna just cut up my broccoli and throw it into the stasher bag. And then when Gianni is ready to eat it, he can just add a little bit of water into the stasher bag and microwave it with it open. And he can just steam his broccoli right in his hotel room. And I just thought that was a clever way to have some more like fresh cooked sides. And of course, what barbecue sandwich dinner is complete without some kettle chips? So I got him a bag of those too. And that's dinner. I also grabbed him 2 bags of Haribo Bears, as well as some protein bars in case he is running late or isn't able to sit and heat up one of those meals. He can grab one of those. And I also got him some rice pudding. He can use any of these as snacks throughout the week or just some extra munchies. All right, you guys, that's all the food that Gianni's gonna have this week. I know that he's going to love it and he's going to feel right at home in his little hotel room with all of his home-cooked food. Let me know what you think with a comment down below. I'd love to hear it. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.